We could all use a little downtime after this.
Ferrolite hired us to build a factory. They're expanding their operation. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you that, but they're not paying me enough to keep secrets. Sure. You can get the hell off my site. We're on a tight deadline here, and we don't need any distractions. If you'll excuse me.
I hope you weren't expecting a warm welcome. These guys can be pretty rude. I don't restock much. What you see is what you get.
I hate it. I was supposed to be stationed at a research outpost with a bunch of zoologists. Nerds like that treat their vendors great. Unlike the assholes on this site, they treat me like a second-class citizen at best. Almost 3 months. The job was supposed to take 4, but the crew's been busting their asses to get out of here early.
Here you go.
Take care out there.
I don't stock any luxury goods.
Here's what I've got in stock.
Alrighty. See you later.
What the hell do I do?
Not many would have done that. I guess you are the real deal, huh? I can't talk. The foreman's watching.
You should leave the site after you're done shopping. The foreman's glaring daggers at you. I might have what you need, but no promises. The workers have cleaned out most of my stock. It's crap. I ended up running the shop because I got hurt doing construction. The foreman's barely paying me half of what I used to make. The crew's been at it for about 6 months. It's the longest contract I've worked, by far. It's tough, but we're sticking with it. Arkmite gives great bonuses to contractors who stay through the end of a job. You got it. Good luck out there. I don't know why everyone's so down on this job. Construction work pays great.
Do I look like the kind of person who's interested in small talk? Get out of here. This is a construction zone.
I got work to do. This cargo's
I
not
can't take
gonna
a
haul
break right
itself.
now. I'm already on
Sorry,
thin ice with the
I'm on the
foreman.
clock.
We're on a deadline here. Griplight needs this shipment by next week.
Soar like the eagles of old.
Construction is hard work, but it beats working at Chunks. Those kitchens are a real horror show. I quit mining because I thought a construction job would be easier. Joke's on me.
Don't touch anything. We're never gonna get this job done with brace mechanical tools. I knew we should have gone with Arkmite. I'm gunning for the foreman's job. It seems the foreman's gonna be pissed if they see you wandering around the site.
I have some tools in stock if you need any. It's the worst. I got this job because my dad's on Arkmite's board. He thought roughing it out here would be good for me. I wish he'd just given me a cushy office job. That's what all my friends' parents did. 71 days, and counting. The job was supposed to take 60, but there were some structural problems with the site. The foreman says we'll be out of here in another 2 weeks, but I'm not holding my breath.
Looking for something specific? Have a good one.
It would be advisable to vacate this area.
If you're not, I'm not a big fan of strangers on my site. Farrowlight hired us to build a factory. They're expanding their operation. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you that, but they're not paying me enough to keep secrets. The hell are you asking me for? There's a mission board on site. If you want a job, find one there.
Goodbye.
Nothing wakes you up in the morning like the sounds of heavy machinery. Nothing wakes you up in the morning like the sounds of heavy machinery.
We haven't had an injury in 55 days. Don't break our streak.
I don't know why I'm gunning for the foreman's job. It seems like a piece of cake.
I suppose that is ours now, eh? kind of power. I'm glad it is in your hands. Whoever laid claim to this place seems to be long gone.
I quit mining because I thought a construction job would be easier. Well, joke's on me. Don't touch anything. This equipment can take your fingers off.
Is there something I can help you with? If you're here to join my crew, you're out of luck. I'm not hiring.
Ferrolite hired us to build a factory. They're expanding their operation. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you that, but they're not paying me enough to keep secrets. Check the mission terminal. There's a laundry list of things that need doing, but I don't have time. I'm running a crew of rookies here. They need a full-time babysitter.
All right, bye. Do I look like the kind of person who's interested in small talk?
The foreman's gonna be pissed if they see you wandering around the site.
Construction's hard work, but it beats working at chunks. Those kitchens are a real horror show.
I was beginning to wonder if you hibernate. in places like this.
Hope the Blackest Sea is treating you all right.
Something on your mind? And is it hero work?
I've heard you've been making the settled system safer. It's not much, but take this.
So too does the pressure on SysDef to protect United Colonies space. It seems these notorious bloodthirsty pirates have been emboldened lately, frequently venturing into Freestar Collective space, and now launching more and more assaults on ships in the UC. SysDef officials have declined to officially comment, but a source speaking on condition of anonymity has confirmed they are ramping up efforts to deter the Crimson Fleet.
I've got my issues.
Journalistic integrity at its finest. SS.
Need something but don't... Life in New Atlantis moves pretty fast. Yeah, sure thing. Take a look. Have a good one.
I've had it. Maybe I should just get out of here. Go join List. Set up on a moon away from everyone else.
But instead, they found more than they
I may not quite enjoy New Atlantis, but this... this is much better.
Bad idea too? I think you're getting the wrong idea here.
About time you woke. We have things to do.
As much as I love uncovering new questions, I wouldn't mind
I think you're getting the wrong idea here.
Well, okay, fine. Let's see what he says. Hey, you have a second? Sam and I were just having a, discussion, and I wanted someone else's input.
I think it's more accurate to say that you and I have now both been cornered, but sure.
I'd like to, get in shape, do some working out. So I asked Vladimir for some tips, and he basically said weightlifting was a bad idea.
Are you sure that's what he said, or is it just what you heard?
Anyway, so I wanted to get Sam's opinion on it, and he pretty much said the same thing.
Okay, since now you've been fully roped into this, let's all just take a step back. I had simply pointed out that if you take a look at Mateo, weightlifting isn't necessarily the first thing that comes to mind. I was wondering whether there might be a better option for him, and just sort of musing in general about the idea of sticking to things you're inclined to, versus going out and trying something completely new. Well, what's your take on it? You think it's better to stick to what you know, or to take any opportunity to try something that's maybe outside your comfort zone? Well, now I'm just talking more generally, philosophically, if you will. Huh. Maybe not what I expected, given that you joined up with Constellation.
So you agree with them? Well, I'm gonna prove you all wrong. Anyway, thanks. I think I'm gonna try it. And don't worry, I'll be sure and ask Vladimir for pointers.
Hey, we'll support you no matter what. Just don't want to see you get hurt is all.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. And maybe, if I need a spotter...
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yes?
Chief Yassine, these orders can't be... Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude.
I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste. You know what the archives are, correct?
Someone paid attention in current events.
So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Very funny. This is going to be hard enough already. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun? Ah, the good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
It sounds as though I will enjoy this.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Report suggests there's a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for intel. Maybe even convince to work with you. All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
I feel that is an overly narrow and frankly degrading description of an entire group of people.
They certainly come with a checkered past, but there's an additional wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice. I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
Sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office before I can set foot in there.
You gotta be
yes. They build a monument to the people they lost, but not the people they killed.
My job, sir.
Fine. I'll begin the process. Wouldn't want to withhold a chance for more red tape from the great UC.
Down with the FC! The FC is nothing but a bunch of warmongers and murderers! All right.
I cannot help but notice that the Colony War Memorial is in direct line of sight of this embassy. I suspect that was very much intentional.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office. Go on through.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room. That means you.
I wonder how many times one side or the other has threatened to close this embassy down over the years.
Most times, entry to New Atlantis is seamless. But on occasion, you have officers who want to settle old grievances. Let's hope we don't run into any more delays on this visit.
Advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Everyone's a
Do you
little
have an
on edge
appointment?
after the attack.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go? You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance, one, to convince me. Understood. I'm listening. Please don't talk to me like I'm some cold-hearted monster. I'm trying to protect lives, too. Working on borrowed time, aren't we? I suppose you're right. Our job and our responsibility. It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. Possibly. The cost of being wrong is a high one. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement? Excellent. Follow me. They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
Never forget what the FC...
Exactly. It's like...
When someone insults you, you want to just beat the shit out of them sometimes, but you don't.
Well, not quite what I was thinking, but that's actually a great example, Marcus. The man in the story was cruel. But you know why he was cruel? You must feel what he feels. Understand his pain.
Can we run through it one more time?
You can over-rehearse. It'll sound canned.
We got the lives of nearly every individual in the settled systems are so heavily influenced by what goes on in this building. This is certainly different than anything else in New Atlantis. Decades unsupervised,
and it seems this tree has decided it now owns this place. There are few things as exhilarating. We live to see another day.
Here.
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there is something worth taking...
Look out! Grab some cover!
Such a gift. Your enemies might disagree.
Didn't have to come to this. Watch it! Now you'll bleed!
Bring a weapon and some spare ammo.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly? Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have mine as well, for what that is worth.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good. I will not have House Varun be known only for slaughter. The Great Serpent is so much more than a god. It is fate itself. When our founder, Jinan Varun, left the United Colonies 140 years ago for distant stars, it was the Serpent that compelled him to found his now great house. The Serpent made us who we are today. Its voice speaks to us, shepherding us through the dark, and infuses our lives with the meaning the universe so often fails to provide.
In the settled systems.
About the UC's response to the terramorph attacks.
On the record? What response?
I'm told by top officials the cabinet already has a plan in place to open the Armistice archives.
Unless that archive's full of ordnance, it's not enough.
I see. Well, thank you for taking the time.
Hey,
that man just echoed sentiment I've heard all over town. The cabinet needs to ensure attacks like this don't happen again. Oh, I'm as concerned as you are.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Howdy.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement. So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Excuse me.
Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne by the Freestar Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come to bring the colony war to an end.
Okay.
So,
Hello?
the two parties came together to negotiate the terms of the armistice. Fleet sizes would be capped, mechs and xeno weapons outlawed, and all research...
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the Archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. All codes verified. Unlock engaged. You may proceed, Captain.
Here on Vanguard business?
There you are.
Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers, and figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready. Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Doesn't add up. Spaceport has anti-Xeno protocols. How the hell does a whole herd of Terramors touch down undetected?
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies? Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version.
Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms? Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Never a better time than right now to settle down and make New Atlantis home. If you're a citizen, of course. Welcome to Aphelion Realty. I'm Zora, and I'm here to help with whatever you may need. What brings you in today? Looking to settle down, or move up in the world, or just window shopping? I don't blame you. It's a lovely city, the crown jewel of the UC. I'm here if you have any more questions, or if you'd like to look at properties. Well, first of all, let me just say congratulations on becoming a United Colony citizen. Let's see what we have available. Right now, I've got a little place in the well that's up for grabs. Needs some work, and the location is less than ideal, but it's a foot in the door, so to speak. I have a penthouse apartment in one of the residential towers. I forgot. Government has dibs on that one. Well, if it comes back on the market, I'll let you know. Sound like something you're interested in? Great. It's very cozy. I'm sure you'll love it. I'll just process the transaction and make sure ownership is transferred. And the apartment is all yours. Congratulations. I'm always here if you're looking for a new home. About a million things to do.